Do you live in constant fear? Are you afraid of everything? Are you afraid of the unknown? Or are you afraid of one thing that keeps you from living your life, keeps you from trying new things? Are you really shy? Do you embarrass easy? With no other investment than the time it takes you to watch this video, I can help you overcome all three of those things by teaching you the techniques that I used to overcome them myself. When I was a child, I had all three of those. Horrible, horrible. I was scared of the boogeyman. I was scared of the dark. I had fear of drowning, which I talked about in the last video, which I still struggle with today. Not as much, but it keeps me from trying a new experience, which, watch this video and find out how you can help me face two of my biggest fears, and I'll videotape the entire experience so that you can see how I deal with it, how I overcome two of my biggest fears in one event. Stay tuned. Hey YouTube, welcome to Sixx Daze. I am Bob Sixx, and today we are going to discuss overcoming your fears. I suffered from debilitating fears as a child. Back before the internet, back when people didn't talk about things, and I had to learn on my own to overcome these fears. First, you have to understand fear. We're not born with it. Babies aren't scared. They don't know fear. You learn that technique. I first developed fear as a child when a family friend's daughter introduced me to the boogeyman. We've all had a boogeyman of some sorts as a child. And older people think it's funny because they know there's no such thing as the boogeyman. But to a child, we all have our own definition of what the boogeyman was or is. And that's a horrible thing. I didn't do that to my children. I didn't teach them about the boogeyman. The other fear from childhood is afraid of the dark. I did my best to tell my kids, and now I tell my granddaughter, that the dark, there's nothing different between day and night other than the amount of visibility you have. But the same things that are out during the day that can hurt you are there at night. So you're not scared to be out in the daylight. Yes, more crimes happen at night. That's the visibility thing. But stay on high alert. Always trust your gut. I tell everyone that. I told my kids when they were growing up, if you're at a party and your gut tells you to leave, leave. If nothing happens, okay, then everybody will laugh at you or you missed a great party. But what if something does happen and you weren't there? So never, ever doubt your gut, no matter what. I have to address this because a lot of times when I tell people to trust their gut, they're going with their head and not their gut. It's literally a different feeling. It's like pulling you, but your mind's going, oh no, it's dark. The boogeyman's out there. He's right around the corner. You have to learn to overcome that, and it takes baby steps and it takes a lot of practice, but you can do it. I did it, and I know that you can too. Shyness and embarrassment, those are both also types of fear. One, the shyness, is a fear of rejection. People won't like you for who you are. Once I came into my own and became self-aware, I decided I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm going to be me, and they can either like me or not like me, which is pretty much how life is. People either like me or don't like me. There's really no middle ground. There's not very many people that go, oh, that's Sixx. He's all right. They either say, I hate that dude. He's an asshole. Or they're like, that dude is so cool. And the thing about being yourself is you don't have to worry about slipping up anywhere or anything. But the people who like you for you genuinely like you. If you're phony and acting like it's someone else, then the wrong people or phony people are going to like you too until they find out the real you. So that really helped me with my shyness. I'm still somewhat shy in some situations. My wife always tells me that I'm not shy because of my time I spent doing stand-up comedy. Making people laugh is the greatest sound there is, bar none. I love the sound of laughter. Even those people with those weird laughters, it doesn't matter. If you're making them laugh, that's the greatest thing in the world, man. Embarrassment. That's kind of tricky. I still, from time to time, will have a situation happen where I'm like, oh, shit. But for the most part, I don't get embarrassed. And the way I overcame that was by stepping out of my comfort zone. That's the key to all fear. To overcoming all fear is to step out of your comfort zone. But embarrassment is the number one thing. 3 of the biggest fears that human beings are controlled by is, number 2 is actually a tie between being seen in your underwear and nude. That I don't understand. I mean, I remember as a child not wanting people to see me in my underwear, mostly because my mom bought stupid little kitty underwears that I hated wearing. I mean, a little kid, not... Once I became a teenager, I really didn't care too much. And the older I got, I alluded to it in the last video. Truth or Dare was a great game for teenagers because you were forced out of your comfort zone and you saw, well, I didn't die. Nobody really judged me. See, that was a key thing. Now, I don't think kids today, from the videos I see, are playing Truth or Dare like we used to. I mean, nobody dared anyone to stick anything up their ass. That's bizarre to me. Why would you do that? If you suggested I stuck something in my ass, I'd probably punch you in the snot box. So I don't understand that. But the Truth or Dare that we played is when I was a kid was good for helping you step out of your comfort zone. You were literally pushed out of your comfort zone. The clique of friends I hung around, we discussed everything. We knew everything about each other. So shyness and embarrassment fell by the wayside because we literally discussed everything. We all had seen various body parts or complete nudity from each other. Nobody cared. You became comfortable. So that's how I know you can overcome those things. Shyness, just put yourself out there. If somebody doesn't like you, that's not someone you want to be friends with. Don't take time away from people who like you, trying to make people who don't like you like you. That doesn't make any sense. And it's not fair to the people who do like you. I keep a very small circle of friends. That doesn't mean there's not a lot of people that I like or don't like, and that there's a lot of people that like or don't like me. But I keep a very tight circle of friends, and those are people I know I can trust. They like me for me, despite the fact that I'm not perfect. I have a pretty volatile temper, and if you're my friend, hey, if the joke comes along, I'm going to knock it out of the park. You will be the butt of my jokes. However, they're just jokes. I'm not stabbing anyone. I'm not talking shit about them behind their backs, and I sure don't let anyone put down any of my friends behind their backs. So, to overcome shyness and embarrassment, put yourself out there. Let someone see you in your underwear. I don't mean like run out to check the mail, but you ain't got to make sure the curtains are completely drawn. And that way you don't even know if someone saw you, but there is the possibility. So that's your first baby step. And please, whatever I say, do not put yourself in harm's way. I'm not saying go walk down into the hood flashing your paycheck, that kind of shit, or jumping out of a plane with no parachute, or going scuba diving with no scuba tanks. I'm not suggesting anything like that. But roller coasters, those are a great example. That's controlled fear. Could something go wrong? Yes, that's part of the scariness of it. But remember, millions of people every day or every year ride those things without incidents. Find a small roller coaster. You don't have to ride the biggest and the baddest. And they make them better today anyways. It's so much more comfortable and smoother. They realize all the stuff that was wrong with the earlier roller coasters. But test those boundaries. Go to an amusement park. Try one of the little kiddie roller coasters. Work yourself up to it. You'll see that by stepping out of your comfort zone, you can start to try new things and really enjoying life and feeling alive. Public speaking, when I was in college, I mean, there were kids in the classroom that would literally almost black out at the thought of standing in front of the class and speaking. And I explained to them, they can't boo you. They can't walk out on you. They can't throw stuff at you. What are you scared for? They have to listen, or at least act like they're listening. And they actually have to clap when you're done. The teacher makes them. So there's nothing to be scared of. There's nothing to be scared of anyways. What, somebody's going to boo? The lesson I learned from Cyndi Lauper, not personally, she didn't tell me directly, I heard it in an interview, is even if they boo you, you've got their attention, you've got a reaction. If they're not giving you any reaction at all, you're failing. So don't be afraid to speak publicly. And I'm not talking about those assholes that are out there protesting and screaming about everything that they don't even know about. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not public speaking. That's, well, publicly being an asshole. But don't be afraid to speak. What's the worst that can happen? Somebody doesn't like you? Somebody tells you you're wrong? Oh, you know how often I get told that? I do my research. I'm told I'm wrong by people who don't know what the hell they're talking about. So, confront your fears. Face them. I'm not saying jump out full-fledged, baby steps. If you're scared of clowns, maybe look at pictures of clowns on the internet. Or watch a movie with clowns. Work your way up. Now, clowns are just weird and dorky anyways. I don't see anything scary about them, but I know that's a real genuine fear that a lot of people have. So, face your fears, take baby steps, and tell yourself, this isn't going to kill me. Somebody sees me in my underwear, I'm not dead. Now, if somebody catches you downtown in your underwear, some bad things might happen. If somebody catches you downtown naked, some bad things may happen. Don't do that. But don't live in fear that someone's going to get a peek of your drawers. It's just getting a peek of your drawers. Settle down. So, I said earlier in this video that I would face two of my biggest fears in one thing. I've looked back through my videos and saw what the highest view count was, or is. So, if you want to see me face two of my biggest fears head on, I'll tell you how we're going to do it in just a minute. One of my biggest fears is drowning. I still struggle with it to this day. Now, I'm not afraid of being in water. I can swim quite well. I'm not afraid of being in a boat on a lake. Regardless of the size of the lake, I'm not scared of that. I am scared of being on a cruise in the ocean when I can't see land. If I can see land, I have hope. But sometimes I'm not the sharpest pencil in the box. And with my luck, if we sunk or ended up in the water and I couldn't see land, I would probably swim the wrong direction and drowned. But drowning is not my number one fear that keeps me from going on a cruise. Illness is. Because you see it on the news all the time. A sickness will go through a cruise ship like a wildfire. That's my biggest fear, is getting sick. Needlessly getting sick. But my wife really, really wants to go on a cruise. We've been together for 26 years, and she's always wanted to go on a cruise. So here's what we're going to do. If this video gets 1,000 views, I will go on a cruise. She gets to pick the cruise. So it's not me picking a chicken shit one. She can pick the cruise, and I will videotape. This ain't the 1980s, Sonny. I will video the entire experience. So you can watch me face 2 of my biggest fears. So, if you're new here, I'd appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button right over there and click that bell so that you know when I do new videos. I try to release a new video every Tuesday and Thursday. Right now I'm doing a run of series on self-help videos to help people overcome fear, become more self-confident, and become more assertive in their life so that they can be a better person and enjoy their lives more. So, next week I'll discuss self-confidence because I did not have it as a child. I learned it all on my own. And it started when I was 14.